morning. My name is Rhea. My current event is interesting because it happened 100 years ago, but is also happening this week. We are remembering the Titanic. It is April 10th, 1912. The Titanic is taking its first maiden voyage. Many people believe the Titanic couldn't sink. It hit an iceberg of the night of April 14, 1912. In the Atlantic Ocean. The total people that were on the Titanic were 2,227, but only enough lifeboats for 1,100. The rule was women and children go first. Men only if there was space. They radioed SOS sent to the ship the Californian, which was only 10 miles away and could save them, but the radio was shut for the night and did not help. After almost 3 hours later, at 2:20 a.m. on April 15, 1912, it sank in the ocean. Only 705 people were rescued, and the youngest was a girl named Olivia Dean, was only 9 weeks old. After the disaster, new safety laws were introduced, like enough lifeboats for every passenger, lifeboat drills. No radios could ever be shut off. Patrol airlines looked out for icebergs and signaled them to a ship. Never again could an iceberg take down a ship by surprise. The Titanic was a terrible loss, but the world learned from it. An ocean scientist, Robert Ballard, with his team, invented Argo, an underwater robot, and found the beautiful Titanic sitting there in 1985. He did not take anything, but left behind a message to leave the beautiful Titanic in peace. Even after 100 years later, the world has not forgotten the Titanic. And there's a new 3D movie, though it's PG-13.
Would you like to tell us about your pictures, Rhea?
Well, this is showing the Titanic when it was sailing. And this is the captain, Captain Smith. This is a picture of it when it was sinking. This map shows where it came from and where it sunk. It started here and then sunk right here. And this is a picture of the Titanic that I drew. This is the Titanic at the bottom of the ocean. And this is the deck of the Titanic. This is Argo, the robot that I mentioned. This is it first hitting the iceberg. Then it gets damaged a little bit. Then it starts sinking. Then it breaks. Then it sinks more. And then it starts sinking to the bottom.
Thank you for a round of applause. Another question. I'm sure there are many questions. Please remember to raise your hand and she'll call on you.
Can I listen? Why will it happen this week? Well, we are remembering the Titanic, and in this week, it was down in the ocean for 100 years. Mama, can I raise my hand?
You talked about they radioed SOS. What does that mean?
Save our souls. Charlie, how much meters down did it go? I don't know that. Well, it sank to the bottom of the sea. Yeah. Yeah. James, did all the pieces get lost? A few did. Yes, a few did. Yes, it's in the bottom. It looks something like this. So like the rest of all the pieces of the boat fell down, or like the split apart. So then if you go on not anymore.
Can you explain to the friends, Rhea, why they needed to invent a robot to go down and take pictures of it? Why they couldn't have a scuba diver or somebody go down?
Well, it was like at the bottom of the ocean, way down in the bottom. And it was crushed and pretty much broken. So they invented this robot Argo, so then they landed it on the deck and went in of the Titanic and made Argo look for some stuff in the Titanic.
So a submarine goes down, and then the submarine releases Argo because a human couldn't go with that kind of pressure under the water. It's too deep. You wouldn't survive. So you'd have to stay in the submarine and let the robot go, right? Okay, one more question. Something you want to find out. Is this a question?
Kind of.
Okay, quickly.
In this book, I heard that all they found from the Titanic were broken pieces. Why didn't they see any like dead bodies?
Well, they were some down there.
Yeah.
Tyler?
Why? So did all the ships have the signals off for the night or only?
Well, there were some other ones that didn't, but they were too far away. And the Californian was not too far away, so had the radio turned off.
Rhea, I'm curious. You know so much about this. Did you have to do a lot of research, like in books, or was it just one article you found, or? Because you know a lot. You know a lot about this.
I knew a lot about it already. I've been reading this book about it, and I like this topic. And my mom found it on.
Let's give her one big round of applause. That was hard.